this season with an exciting episode 1 featuring a special guest, Mr. Hardik Pithwa. Let's dive into the conversation. Good afternoon and welcome back to the College to Corporate. Our tagline, Corporate Insights Unplugged Podcast Season 3 and Episode 1, where we dive into the world of finance, business, and professional development with industry leaders and experts. I'm your host, Anushka Raj, and today we have a very special guest with us. He has a wealth of experience in finance services and an expressive track record in training and development. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Hardik Pithwa, the Associate Vice President at Motilal Oswal Financial Services Limited. So, thank you for your sparing some time from your busy schedule to interact with us. And I Corporate Connect Club from IBS Mumbai.
Thank you, Anushka, for your time and efforts for doing this. I think it's a good thing that you are doing because during college, industry experts like me and someone else you would have interviewed would have added a lot of practical ideas and application that is helpful to the college grads. Thank you for this.
So it's our pleasure to have you on our show. And how was your day today?
Sorry, I missed it.
Like I'm saying, how are you today?
Oh, okay, great. I mean, I'm very good. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, we are also very good. So shall we proceed with the questions?
Sure.
So the question goes like, tell us about your career journey at Motilal Oswal.
Sure. So I joined Motilal Oswal in 2015 June. It was one of my luckiest phase because the moment I joined in June, after a week, I delivered a baby. So, I mean, it is one of the most auspicious moment for me because I became a parent and I joined Motilal Oswal. So when I went for an interview with Motilal, they have a huge, or rather, we have a huge sky lounge on our 8th floor, and the capacity of it is around 2,000 people at one time. So I was sitting there for an interview. I was waiting for my interviewer to come and kind of collect me and speak. So at that point of time, the infrastructure was so amazing, and it is still very amazing. And I realized that this is something where I want to work because of the grandeur of the organization. Obviously, when the promoters are so involved in the grandeur, the kind of work ethics, the culture will be completely different. So 2015, I joined as a training coordinator. From 2015 to 2017 to or 19 odd, I was involved more in understanding the business because wealth is something that was completely new for me at that point of time. And I understood the business. I understood the way of operating. What are the goals of the organization? What is expectation from a training team to deliver? How do you upscale the wealth managers? And luckily for me, I got tremendous support from the senior leaders because in Motilal Oswal, learning is something which comes from the seniors, right from Mr. Motilal Oswal to Mr. Ramdev Agarwal is our promoters. They are very serious and dead serious about learning. So for me, it was not challenging to push trainings, but it was more, challenging was to bring innovation and bring, need-based trainings to the relationship managers. So 2015 to 2017 was more about understanding everything. Then from 2020, when COVID hit, and we were back to our home, work from home started, and that point of time, everything moved digital. And one of the challenges that we had as an organization was to develop digital content. And something clicked in me. And I started developing digital content. And that was a turning point for my career because I also didn't knew that I had such capabilities in creating content and developing content. And it was actually my passion. I used to write a lot during my childhood days, but a little did I know that something like this would come in my professional life also, and this was identified by my immediate supervisor, and he was the one who told me that take up this challenge because your writing skills are good. Maybe you will be able to develop content, and it gave me personal satisfaction that. Content development is something which I liked, and clients were appreciative about it. The senior leaders were happy about it, and from there, my journey started moving upwards. I had the upward trajectory of my journey. I moved to several other. I took more responsibilities in terms of helping the relationship managers, acquiring clients, developing content for them. So I started my journey as a coordinator in 2015, and today I'm a contributor to the business P&L by helping the relationship managers bring more clients by some strategies, client acquisition strategies, as well as sales training intervention. And most of my career, I think, in Motilal Oswal is because of the trust and the uh, you know I would say trust and belief that my immediate supervisor had shown on me, and he gave me projects which I never knew I had capabilities of. So I think I am owe to him. My 9 years is something which I owe to him.
Amazing, amazing. So the next question is, describe a challenging training experience you faced and it's how you overcome it.
So in terms of training challenges, in Motilal Oswal, well, as I said, uh, trainings is something which comes from the seniors, so there was no chance for me to face any challenges. But most common challenge that we face is currently also we face is since we have built so much content in last 8 to 9 years of my experience in Motilal. Uh, there is so much content available on internet. There is so much content available on using chat gpt, or and relationship managers and employees get so much information overload with Instagram, with LinkedIn. For us, it was important that the content that is delivered to them is relevant and important, and it goes to the right medium. So this was one of the challenge that we faced, that how do we actually deploy that content, and how do we make them relevant and innovative. So we used several methods, like we used our own learning management system. We used WhatsApp as a medium to promote the training content. We used gamification. We are still in process of developing some games in terms of content. We did, interviews. We did hot seat. Hot seat is something which we are currently doing, wherein we take Vivas, we take hurdles. So we are trying and devising several innovative methods to ensure that whatever training content is developed since last 8 to 9 years is given to all the employees.
Okay, nice. We have also get to know that you are an AI lover. So,
Yeah.
as an AI lover, how do you apply AI tools and techniques to your present role?
Sure. So AI is something which I'm sure you would also know that it has developed recently, last 1 or 2 years. It has become like talk of the town. Everybody talks about Chat GPT. Everybody talks about cloud or Gemini AI. So I was also one of them to start talking about it, exploring it. So content development, as I said, was always my natural inclination and natural choice. So I used it, to develop one of my content, training content. I was just trying it, and I think it helped me, reduce my turnover time of delivering the content. I think initially I used to take around 15 days to prepare entire content of any particular module or any particular training. But now it has reduced to, 1 to 3 days because of the help of, AI. So one aspect that AI has helped is obviously content development. Second is, since I belong to wealth management firm, and most of my stakeholders are wealth managers. And
Yeah.
as I said, I help them, I support them in all the client acquisition efforts. So AI has also helped me research about my customers, about my investors. So I use a lot of AI tools to research about what kind of challenges does my client face, what kind of solutions can we offer them, what kind of uh, probably investment solution that can be personalized to them. So second is research about the clients. The third is engagement. Now, what I mean by engagement is, now we deal with ultra HNIs and HNIs of India. That is basically the rich people of India. We deal with them for their
Wow.
financial. So what we do in engagement is, now these people are quite busy, and they are chased by multiple relationship managers. One single investor is chased by 4, 5 investment managers. Just like you are chased by credit card companies, you are chased by multiple other people. So these relationship managers also chase them to get their investment and get their portfolios. So what I use AI is to make a very personalized engagement plan for our set of clients. This could be, for example, what do they like? How do we engage with them? Where which all places they go to network, and so on and so forth. So I think AI has helped me in my current job role in two things, as I said earlier, in content development, in research, and in engagement. And personally, also, in fact, in Motilal Oswal, I am called as ChatGPT because I'm the only one who uses ChatGPT very extensively, as far as I know. So I use it to develop emails, I use it to develop content, and yeah, so it has been, I mean, very helpful in terms of reducing the time and the efforts required.
I must say, like, our audience gonna be crazy about knowing that you use this AI in that way. This gonna help. We get so much insightful thoughts about how to use the AI in nowadays for our career. So the
Right.
further question is, you have extensive experience in the learning and development field. What initially drew you in this career path?
Oh, okay. So when this is kind of nostalgic because it is a very silly story that I have in mind that I would like to share with your permission. So I was in my graduation days when I heard this story of rather a speech from Steve Jobs about connecting the dots. So I'm sure you would have heard his story as well. It's a speech on connecting the dots where he talks about
Yeah,
how everything that happens in your life impacts your future, and
true.
it's nothing but you connect the dots from here to there. So the same thing happened with me. So this is a very silly story. I was I think uh, I think I was 11 or 12 years old when I used to live in a chawl in South Mumbai, and there were a handful of kids, and I think 11 to 12 kids, and me including. Uh, we always, during afternoon time, during summer vacation, in the morning, we used to get up, play cricket, etc. I mean, obviously, at that point of time, we didn't have mobiles and PlayStation, so had to restrict ourselves to play cricket and kabaddi, etc. earlier. So yeah, I was at that stage where we were 11 to 12 people, and I used to be the teacher always, and I used to be the teaching them. So that aspect, when I was teaching them, it came naturally to me and I enjoyed it. And then after my 12th standard, I started going to public speaking academies, and I started training them. on personality development, on English speaking, and that was just because I wanted to do something different in life and pass my time. So that came in handy. And eventually, when I joined my internship in Bombay Dine, I got an opportunity to work with my head HR on training and development, and that's where I realized that there is a profession for that. So I enjoyed developing content. I actually helped my head HR in the entire delivery of the training, although it was very nascent stage for me. But yes, I loved it, and that's where I realized that this is something which I like, and I'll continue pursuing it. So that's where the connecting the dot things happened. So I started as a teacher, then as a personality development trainer, and then content development. And eventually, when I joined CRP Technologies, I was a process trainer. Then from there, it's no, not looking backwards. And currently, I'm an AVP at Motilal Oswal.
Amazing. So our next question is, how did your experience at Aditya Birla Financials and CRP Technologies shapes your approach to training and development?
When I was with CRP Technologies, that was my second job after Bombay Dine. I was there for 4 to 5 years,
Okay.
and I joined as a process trainer. So CRP Technologies, just to give you a small background, it's a employee verification organization, more process driven, and the kind of audience I had was mostly graduates and undergrads, and obviously at senior leaders. They were there. So uh, CRP was my shaping, stepping stone rather. It shaped me as a trainer because I did not have a professional experience as a corporate trainer. So my 4 years journey was more of evolving as a trainer, as a process trainer, uh, ensuring that whatever I prepare, whatever I develop, whatever I train is fulfilling to the audience. Then my Aditya Birla journey was as different as CRP and Motilal Oswal is. So in Aditya Birla, everything was structured. Everything was a science rather. I mean, obviously because Aditya Birla is a huge firm, so everything was very structured and everything had a science in it. So CRP was more about art of trading, and Aditya Birla was more about science and training, and both the applications are now done in Motilal Oswal.
Great. Wow. I can also see that you are also a mountaineer. That's one of the most difficult yet rewarding hobbies to have. Have you learned anything from mountaineering that you apply to your present role as an associate vice president?
So actually, mountaineering is something which I actually like. I honestly haven't gone to a stretch wherein I have to climb mountains. But yes, I'm an aspiring mountaineer. It's one of my dream to climb. At least Annapurna Base Camp, not Everest Base Camp, but Annapurna Base Camp, because Everest Base Camp, as you know, it's commercialized and a lot of people are going there. So I will at least start trekking at Lonavala because it's been ages that I have trekked any peak. But yes, I'm an aspiring mountaineer, not mountaineering, because adventure and risk is something that drives me, and mountaineering is all about that. It's about going beyond your comfort zone. It's about going into uncertain areas, uh, you know uh, taking risk, and it's also about your physical and mental strength. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so in my current role, I'm not applying like directly, but whatever skills and whatever uh, natural innate abilities I have, like my mental ability of remaining calm during stressful situation, taking risk in whatever I do, and doing unconventional things. So in Motilal Oswal, we have always believed in one thing, that we keep things very simple yet very unconventional. So that alignment of my thoughts plus the training, whatever we deliver has always been very unconventional and many, it's not very traditional way of trainings. We have very unconventional thought process behind the trainings because we believe, again, as I said, we believe in simple but innovative trainings. So yeah.
Yeah. So the next question is, what are the essential skills required by a professional to excel in T&D position?
Okay. I missed that part.
I'm saying, what are the essential skills required by a professional to excel in T&D position?
Okay. 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 So when you are a trainer or when you are in a training field, what is important to understand, one is the scientific part, that is adult learning principle, as in uh, to explore further, adult learning principle is basically how do you train an adult, because training a child is very simple but training an adult is very difficult. The reason being is adults come with a very preconceived notion about something. They're experienced, they know things better. So when you're training an adult, it becomes very difficult. So you need to be cognizant of the adult learning principles, first aspect. Then you need to understand the science and the models and the frameworks of trainings. For example, when you're developing a content, you need to be aware about eddy model. That's a very simple and a very most common model of developing a training content. Then coming to, these are scientific part, you can obviously Google and find a lot of things about it. But most important aspect of training is the art of training. That is the most important, and that you will not find in Google. I mean, obviously you'll find courses about train the trainer, etc. But uh, you know, art of training is something very different. You need to have that natural ability of speaking first thing in front of audience, because public speaking is something which is the most second most dreadful phobia everyone has.
Yeah.
So public speaking is something which is required to become a training professional. Second is understanding the human behavior during the training, because what happens is, whenever you're training something or training someone, you need to understand the psyche of the audience, whoever is sitting, because you cannot just go on talking, and if the person is not receptive, or if the audience is not receptive to your content or your delivery style, it will not help. So you have to have that empathy, you have to have that psyche of understanding the audience. And the most critical and the most important part is listening skills. uh, See, what happens is, as a trainer, the notion is that, you go in on the stage and you start talking, and whatever knowledge and whatever experience you have. However, it's very important to listen, because this is the most important aspect which a trainer should have. Because before the training actually takes place, you're talking to the audience. What are the challenges, what are their needs, what are their aspirations, why do they want the training in the first place? If you do not have that ability to listen to the inner desire of the participants, you won't be able to do justice to the training that is delivered. So listening skills is something which is very important.
True.
And the third aspect is coaching ability. So when I say coaching is basically not about training, it's not about teaching something. It's your ability to influence and persuade someone to do something so that they can help. It can help that person. So a coach, like for example, MS Dhoni is a very good coach, and yeah, so that's the, and in fact, if you want to be a trainer, you can actually read the book by MS Dhoni. I mean, for MS Dhoni, uh, he's the best example for becoming a trainer.
100%, no doubt.
Yeah.
So the next question is, how do you stay up to date to training trends and practices in training and development? How do you ensure that you keep training programs relevant in changing industry?
Okay. So I have, as I said, I have a habit of reading, writing, and talking to people. So reading is one of the most important, source of getting information. I have subscriptions to ATD platform. I have subscriptions to ISTD platform. And obviously HBR is one of the greatest source of learning. HBR website, so that is something I read a lot. I mean, reading is something which can help you, get the trend of whatever is happening and keep yourself upgrade about the current trend. Second is talking to a lot of people. So I have you know or rather any trainer would want to connect with different people, different genre of trainers, because what happens is, if you talk to someone in a very different industry, for example, I'm in financial industry. If I talk to someone from the hospitality industry, if I talk to someone from a different sector, you get a very different perspective. So talking to people, talking to mentors, talking to like-minded people will give you a very different source of what is happening currently in the training space. And yeah, I mean, there are magazines available, there are YouTube videos available on internet, and yeah, articles and everything is there at your footstep. And I mean, this time it's, yeah, this phase of the year, or whatever you call it, decade, is very simple because the information is available at your fingerprints.
Yeah, true. Uh, in your opinion, what critical skills do wealth managers need to develop and succeed in today's competitive market?
Wealth managers skills. So wealth managers, is a very evolved uh, profile. So uh, in if someone wants to become a wealth manager, first and the most critical aspect or attribute is, he needs to have proper understanding of the markets. Of Since you're a finance student, you would also know that functionally you have to be very strong.
Yeah,
Even if you're slightly not very strong on functional aspect, you have to be very, very strong in the repo building and interpersonal skills, because wealth management is all about building trust and building relationships with your clients and with your investors. And because it's the business of money, and when someone gives you money, it's only because of your trust and your ability to make it double, or create wealth
that,
for the investors. So winning trust, building repo, interpersonal skills, and keeping it very simple. You have to be very simple in your communication. No hi-fi jargons, uh, no hi-fi terms and technologies. So you have to be very simple in your approach and be very ethical with your investors. So I think that's where you will become a great wealth manager.
okay. Last not the least, what advice do you have for aspiring professionals who are about to begin their journey in corporate world?
Wow. So, today's generation, there's a huge gap between our generation. I mean, I'm not that old, but uh, I'm at 36. But one second. Yeah. But what I've seen in the current lot of, someone who is 20, 25, they are very choosy and very picky of things they want to do. They live in the shell of saying no to everything that is not really concerning them. So one of the biggest thing which advice, a suggestion, a recommendation that I have for the people who are jumping into corporate world now is, say yes to everything that comes your way. Reason is, as I said, connecting the dots. First thing is that you never know that in future whatever you said yes to will become your own forte. You will develop some other skills for example, as I said, when I started, I was merely a training coordinator. I did not have a sense of how a rich investor behaves. Uh, I did not have a sense of how a wealth manager approaches a rich investor. So it was only because of my obviously my boss played a very important role here, because when you have a boss, you don't have a choice to say no. But uh, saying yes to everything that comes your way is very critical for the current lot. You should not restrict yourself to your own KRAs or your own KPIs. You should go
Yeah.
beyond your comfort zone, do something which is not beyond, which is beyond your KRA. Don't be limited to your department, your process, your role, because that is where you will take things ahead. Second is, you know, what has happened is, because there is a influx of jobs, there's influx of the economy is growing, a lot of jobs are available, and today's generation is very egoistic. Sorry for using that word,
No, no,
but
no, no.
the moment someone makes a mistake, and someone like XYZ makes a mistake, and probably some senior scolds him or maybe tells it that don't do this mistake, they take it very personally, and then that demotivates them, and they start searching for new job or a new avenue or new source. So don't take things personally and do mistakes, but do not make it a habit to take the mistakes personally. Mistakes are something which will help you grow in life. So my second key recommendation is do mistakes, but don't take them personally. It will help them grow. uh, Third, and the most important aspect which I have seen, this is completely based on my observation and interaction with all the youngsters. uh, so third and the most important is longevity. So this is something which the term that is coined is by Ramdev ji, uh, Ramdev Agarwal, our promoter. So he keeps talking about longevity. Longevity basically means the amount of time you are in stocks, in whatever, I mean, whatever aspect. So that is basically a tenure. So currently, what is happening is, as I said to my previous example, that the reporting manager scolds and you start looking for some other job for money or for some or the other reason. But you know, when you stay in any organization for 2 years, the growth aspect is very limited. But when you go beyond 2 years, maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, I don't know what the correct longevity or tenure of organization should be, but I think minimum of 5 years to 6 years is required for any employee to grow in that particular role. Obviously, there are you know you know deviation to this, but if you stay in one organization for minimum of 5 to 6 years, you will definitely grow further, because your knowledge compounds, your experience compounds, your network compounds, and the ability to do some simple and menial jobs also compounds. So longevity is very important for a corporate employee or a person who's moving to corporate. And last but not the least, find a mentor in your profession. It could be your friend, it could be someone whom you look up to, it could be someone fictional like or non-fictional, like my mentor is MS Dhoni. I mean, I've not directly interacted with him, but I find his qualities and his skills and abilities very, very it resonates with me, and I kind of take whatever possible from him. And obviously he is idol for many, but in your organization or in your probably in your university or institute, there would be someone whom you look up to. So try and find that particular person. Do not look at negative aspects. Look at the positive aspects of that particular person and try and imbibe that inside yourself, because again, ultimately it's your journey, it's your experience
Definitely.
that will help. That's
Definitely.
that's the advice for all the youngsters.
So we have covered a lot of key insights today. How was the experience of you sharing your knowledge with our audience?
Oh, it was great. I mean, a lot of introspection, a lot of I got a chance to introspect a lot about what questions and what answers should I give, and I think it's a very helpful exercise for speakers, whoever the speakers you call, and obviously it's. I hope I was able to give some guidance and some insights to the youngsters and
Yes.
to your students.
Thank you so much, Hardik sir, having us on board. Was truly pleasure to do a podcast with, and I'm sure that our audience has gained amazing insights.
Thank you so much, Anushka. Thank you so much for your time and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us for episode 1. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We are now on Spotify, so don't forget to follow our podcast there. Stay connected with us on social media for more great content. And stay tuned for episode number 2.